Good afternoon, everyone. I'm presenting me a little bit. So I am, as you can see, I'm Virginie Pasquon. I come from the competency center of SpagoBI, part of the engineering group. So the presentation of today is about the communication sometimes between the business and the IT, and how to perhaps create an easy life for the business also. Okay, so today I want to tell you a story. I suppose that you know very well this kind of story. It's a story about a tie and hipster glasses. I'm joking. It's a story about a biz guy and an IT guy. And perhaps you know better than me how it's difficult to make them smile, perhaps at the same times. This is this kind of story that I want to tell you today. Okay, so what's next? Normally what happened in the context of the business intelligence, so in particular with SpagoBI, we try to cover the entire wide range of the analytical domain as the reporting, the chart, dashboard, also very interesting and innovative domains as big data, real-time, and mobile, and so on. And normally in the traditional BI, what happened? The biz guy normally know very well the question, but okay, but the question needs to be answered. The answer is performed by the IT. The IT normally needs to locate and provide data, perform and transform data. And of course, the solution comes out and can be deployed inside SpagoBI directly inside the server. And of course, we need to present this solution and the answer to the question that come from the business. Okay, if you want, from a business point of view, the IT is looking at a bottleneck, okay? Normally because the question needs to be answered now, okay? And normally the IT needs times to reach and provide data, perhaps rework, designing the solution. These cost time, okay? Of course, the solution come out, but we need time. Okay, so loading, waiting, and waiting. With SpagoBI, we try to answering to the traditional question and question that need to be answered now. With the new version of SpagoBI that will be released tomorrow inside the forge of the OW2, in a context of a complete re-engineering of the interface, that is a little bit more focused to the end user with the new look and feel, as you can see, with the tools that permit to be user-friendly to the business, okay? So we have our solution, but every time from the business, we have someone that told me, okay, I want to be more autonomous. I want my answers now. I don't want to waiting, for example, 2 weeks to receive a report or an analysis about the sales and something like that. Okay, I want a solution now or yesterday. So, okay. What SpagoBI proposed to solve this kind of problem? Okay, 3 scenarios. As you can see, we can grow up over the maneuverability over the data. The first one is the ad hoc reporting using the worksheet. That is a tool that permits, starting from a dataset ready to use performed by the IT, to create, so the biz guy is able to create by your own a report with user-friendly widget and so on, as the pie charts and the pivot table and so on. We are going to see these kind of tools. The second one we grow up a little bit over the maneuverability over the data. We can create models over DB and isolate only the concept of the business that we want to isolate and concentrate and focusing the analyzers over it, and perform some transformation of the data. For example, I want to create an analysis over the sales. Okay, so I have the cost, I have the sales, but I don't have the field that manages the profit. Okay, thanks to the agile BI, I can perform this field without influenced infrastructure just behind it. Okay, and the last one is the real self-service BI. So the end user can upload his personal data directly inside the server of SpagoBI and perform the report that he needs. Okay, just to go to the next slide. Here, as you can see, the first two scenarios treat also certified data. Certified data, so data that come from ADB. Okay, the last one give the freedom to the end user to upload inside a platform, a business intelligence suite, his personal data that come from CSV, text, or Excel, and so on. And always from the business point of view, what happened to our previous slides? Okay, there's no bottleneck because there's no IT. So the idea go in, so the answer go in, and the solution come out through this kind of operation. Okay, so I have my famous tie. I have my CSV that is uploaded inside the server, and with the very user-friendly tools, I can manage, for example, the pie chart, some graph, starting from a data set that the end user can create, starting, for example, from an Excel. Okay, so we're talking about the traditional BI, so the classical analysis that you can perform inside the business intelligence, and the service BI. So something that the end analysis that the end user can manage totally independent from the IT department. But what happens if we merge these two kind of things? We have a solution that maximizes the two components. From one side, okay, I have the result of a tie, happy because it's fast, it's easy, and permit the end user to focus directly on the results. From the IT point of view, give the freedom to the IT to concentrate to interesting topics and not run to the daily work of the business and so on, and open the door to, for example, data federation. Imagine the power of merging data that come from certified data and personal data from the user, so we can obtain very powerful analysis, okay? So we are talking about also the provisioning, the big data and open data, the creation for the government and so on, the creation of the public user is something that could be very interesting. And of course, open the door to easy sharing data and create a very strong community. So, as you can see, everyone focuses on what he does the best. So the two groups can communicate easily and make smiles. Okay, so perhaps we have time to create a little demo. I want to show you a little video. To show you how, okay, I have my report. The end user now can, for example, create a new data set. So it can create the name of the data set. For example, in this case, it was some statistics about the salary of baseball teams in America. So I create the type of data set. I upload my CSV in this case. Okay, as you can see, I'll open it. I upload the files and so on. I'll define the type and some other information that I need. In this kind is the delimiter charters and the quote charters, the double quote. And for example, you retrieve the field present inside the CSV, and I can define it as attributes or measures, okay? And I have created a new entity, a new data set that the user can use, okay? So here you have, in the left panel, you have the fields and the widget that the user can, with a simple drag and drop, create a new element that could be useful for the analysis, okay? As you can see, I can drag and drop the element, and inside the preview see, for example, an object like a pivot table. Come back, for example, I want to create a line chart and see how the salary grow up during the time in that way. Of course, performing, changing about the color, the font, the series, the number of the series, and overall filtering the data. For example, I want to create an analysis just, for example, Cincinnati, Detroit, and, for example, Miami. So, okay, I want to analyze it just over these three kind of team, and I can see the preview directly in the third sheet that you can see here. I want to create another filter and see what happened during the last year. Okay, and I can see that filtering the data change. Of course, that kind of object can be saved inside the server as a worksheet, and like that, the operation succeeds, of course. Return to the document browsers of the user and re-execute the analysis without passing and recreate the data set with the final results. Okay, so I'm returning to my presentation to give you some other information about SpagoBI that you can see over the sites spagobi.org. Where you can find the demo online, where to download, of course, inside the forge of the OW2con'13 consortium. See some testimonial success stories and so on. And after that, follow us. Oh, come on. If you want to have some other information, you have our mail, follow us on LinkedIn, Twitters, and so on, and my contacts. So I thank you so much for the attention, and I'm hoping for if you have some other questions and so on.